Hello everyone. So welcome back to the episode 8 of the Saving the Last of the Runaways, Dann Remnants. In this video, we want to go over the video quick about the reverb and the selection. So from Dann's Remnants that we got from Brendan Hood, I think we got this Peavey Valverb. So there was a picture that I'm going to show in a second that shows that Dan actually used this Valverb in the past. And at some point in the Facebook group, I believe Dan also used the lexicon. So I decided to use the PCM80 with the dual FX card, that's the decisions to use this one. The reason is it's more versatile than the Valverb. Seems like the lexicon can do a lot of things that that the Valverb is capable. The Valverb itself, it's very nice. It's has a tremolo and then the reverb, and then you can control dry, mix, and wet signals as well. But maybe at some point I'm gonna use this. Building another third racks, but definitely for sure. Now, in the next seconds, I'm gonna talk about how actually I repaired this. When I got this, this didn't work out, and then I had issues with the capacitors that inside it. Gotta rewire some of the cables inside to make it work, basically. But eventually it works, that's really nice. And then the first time I tried it out, it was like, oh, okay, this is amazing. The tubes were nice and everything. Definitely this is one of the gems out there right now. It starts getting harder to get these days. But definitely a very nice rack to consider to use for a reverb. And this fan had a sticker, custom audio electronics, and it was peeled off. I don't know, during I cleaned it up. So yeah, this is the fan that goes or that belongs to this rack. All right, so there are a couple of things that I want to discuss here. As I mentioned, when I mentioned about the rack, here it's somewhat back in the day. Dan used the lexicon on the top of SPX90, and I believe this is like TC2290. So yeah, instead of using the Valverb, there was a time that he was using this. And the next picture that it's most likely interesting is gonna be the piece of the Valverb. When I first got this from Brendan, what happened was the filter caps over here were all busted. These caps were the original one. Fortunately, like the big another 3 filter caps, the other filter caps here, they were fine. And then underneath here there's a transformer, like a power transformer, and of course this is supplying the high voltage for the tubes. Yeah, and then this is the reverb tube transformer for the drivers. So now Mike Oxley was kind enough to send this information, another additional picture that shows that what was on that FX rack, right? And as you can see here, he was using the RSP, which is the one that I still got, and then the Bradshaw Custom Audio Electronics patch bay, that's also included. And then as you can see here, like there's a lot of labels here. I believe that Marshall, Rockmod, in the previous video I talked about this. And then here you go, this is the Valverb tuner, the compressor, and then the parametric EQ, and then this is the 2290. This is, I believe, that what it's been established, or what we know so far. You know, it's kind of like hard to see here with his leg, what was underneath here. But yeah, we figured out what was that piece underneath that 2290. So here are the items, and then 2290, then I believe H3000B. So pretty complete. We recognize, you know, whatever's on that in these two racks before, right? And then it becomes like not so hard to figure it out, or to find out these pieces. It's just be patient if want to rebuild the racks. And of course I don't have that, the rock mod one, the first rock mod, and then A3 2150, and then the original Ditronics CS5 Songbird Tri-Stereo Chorus, as well with the I believe this is the Groove Tube speaker simulator. So don't have that, it's fine. And then Valverb, back to Valverb again. 12A87, 12X7, 12X7. Figure it out what was wrong with it. All these caps were leak. We're trying to bleed it out so safely to remove everything from the board, and then snap it out, replace them, and then I believe there was also issue with these cables. They weren't heavy gauge enough to deliver the high voltage to the tubes, so I replaced them as well. And I think that's overall what I got for this episode. Thank you for watching, and then stay tuned for the next video, which is we're gonna talk about the compressors and then the final FX layouts before we do the final test.